Okay. Episode 4.
Episode 4 already.
Let's
man.
just start it right now.
Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, like, this is how we've started every other episode. So
Yeah, we
might
just
as well
go
we just start
now.
yelling
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right, episode 4. Welcome back,
Episode
guys.
4.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Ear Swap podcast.
It's the podcast where we swap ears for a week.
Swap whole ears, and we listen to the music recommended by the other person, and then we shit on it.
And then we shit on it.
Yep.
So before we even get into this stuff, I did pick up a bunch of records.
Yeah, let's see these.
So
I want to see what you got.
I went to Texas with my brother
Okay.
over this last weekend because I wanted to go see the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I willingly paid a lot of money for those tickets. I made a whole trip out of it. It's Shane's personal hell. But
I told you to punch Anthony Kiedis in the dick.
and then it typoed to "I'm in the dick."
So I'm the dick.
I'm the dick. No, you
Which-
said "I'm the dick for me." I am in the dick. You said "I'm the dick for me."
I'm the dick for me.
Because you
Yeah.
said in the dick for me?
Yes. I am the dick for me.
I'm the dick for me.
I stand by my statement.
Yeah, I want to get little buttons made of that. I'm the dick for
I'm
me,
the dick
Shane
for me.
Sturgeon.
This is a picture of my dick on
Yeah,
it.
that would be so good. So yeah, I went down there with Texas. I found this killer record store outside of Dallas. It's called Spinster Records,
Spinster
right? And that's the name,
Records.
Spinster Records.
It's a good name for a record shop.
Yeah. And
This place looks sick.
Oh, it's so good. I walked in there. Apparently, I spent like an hour in here. My brother was like, "Oh, I found my one thing," and then I'm like, "There's so much good shit here." So I went there, and like I said, I spent $250 on albums. I've never spent that much. Shane has been around me. I spent $100 on albums like a month ago, and this is why I didn't buy a record player for so long, because I'm powerless over records.
It's easy to do.
It really
It's
is.
easy to drop stuff.
So.
Oh, crinkle that
Okay.
bag into the microphone
Yeah.
a little bit more. You do that and I'll slurp my coffee.
That was beautiful. So, Spinster Records. You can see it here. I have no room to set these. Okay, so this one, I actually just listened to this.
Okay.
About fell out of the chair. So, this is a record that was recommended to me from the person at the record store. I did not catch your name, but I will shout out this record store in the thing. I did not catch your name. But, yeah, she recommended this album. I just listened to it. It's 4 songs. And because I was looking at these other records, and it don't make sense. This album's like Gang of 4,
Okay.
right? It's kind of like British Gang of 4 with like the Streets. Have you ever heard of the Streets?
I don't know the streets.
So they're like very British, like white boy rap music.
Okay.
I should recommend Original Pirate Material to you at some point. Good record. But it's like a mix of those two, and it's really fucking weird.
That sounds very strange.
It's very
That's not what I
strange.
think of when I think of Gang of 4. Like,
It has a Gang of 4 thing. Like the
Okay.
guitar playing is really Gang of 4-esque.
Mhm.
So this one's really cool. I just listened to it before Shane got here. The band is called hold on. I didn't even really look that much. CT Dark Yard. Art Yard. Oh, Act Yard. Oh, that's cool. See?
Act
It's like
Yard.
Act
I thought it
Yard.
said act hard.
Is it Act Yard or Yard Act?
I-
I bet it's Yard Act. 'Cause things spin that way. Yard Act. I'm pretty sure is the band name.
There's a band called Yard Act.
Okay, this is Yard Act. Yeah, music by
And
Yard
they're
Act.
British. They're
And
from
they are-
Leeds.
Yes, and they are British as hell. But this is a cool record, so I got this one.
Nice.
And here's the other good stuff.
Oh.
So speaking of Gang of 4,
There's some Gang of 4.
I got Gang of 4. This is a classic record.
Gangnam 4.
Gangnam 4.
Gangnam Style 4.
Yes. This is a very, very classic, like, kind of post-punk record. Did you know the guitar player from Gang of 4 produced the very first Red Hot Chili Peppers album?
I did not know
Andy
that.
Gill.
I actually know almost nothing about Gang of 4. I've heard their music
Great
decent
band.
amount, but
Really fun
Yeah.
band. They were still together up until he died a couple of years ago, actually.
dang.
But yeah, he produced the first Chili Peppers record, and I used to hate it. And then I listened to Gang of 4, and I was like, okay, I get it. So this was my other one. This one's like a really common record. I feel like you find at like every record store, but I needed to have it.
Is that the front or is the other side the front?
This is the front.
That's the front.
Yeah.
And flip it. See, I would say that's the front, but
No,
it's not my choice. Yeah, there's the barcode. Okay.
I mean, it can be whatever you want, Shane.
I like that. I like the back.
It's a good back.
I like the front, too.
I like the front. Always catches my eye.
Mm-hmm.
I like really bold, like, album covers.
It kind of looks like a retro-looking energy drink. Did you ever have the Dale Earnhardt energy drink? I think
No.
It was. No, it wasn't Dale Earnhardt. It was
Tony Stewart, after he hit, that's what he was drinking when he hit that guy in that fucking road race like 20 years ago.
Let me see what this is. Apparently multiple NASCAR drivers have had.
Oh, really?
NASCAR energy drink. Okay, this is giving me way too many things. But there was one that was like sponsored by an individual NASCAR driver.
Jeff Gordon?
I would buy it as a teenager because I thought it was funny.
It's probably Jeff Gordon.
I feel like it wasn't, but I don't know. I'm wrong.
I don't know my race car drivers.
I don't know race car drivers. I don't know my energy drinks either.
Yeah,
so
I'm not very good at those.
I'm a coffee boy.
That's right.
All right, what else you got?
Okay, yes, the other one.
I hope you didn't spend $250 on 2 records.
No, I got 6 records.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, this one you probably expected. Prince, 1999 reissue. I got this. As you know from this episode, we were going to be talking about Prince and the Revolution. Purple Rain. This is probably his next most popular album. This one's got Little Red Corvette on it, which is one of my favorite song of all time. Plus, it looks rad. Like I like how they did the.
I like how shiny it is.
I know it was just cool. This one was a lot of fucking money though.
Yeah.
So it's got 1999 obviously in Little Red Corvette. So love those songs. Then, so I haven't been able to get Tears for Fears song from the Big Chair. Apparently, it's on back order nationally.
Okay.
But I did find Tears for Fears Seeds of Love,
Nice.
which I actually just started listening to this album. I found a used copy for $30 when I was there. So this is the.
I don't think I know anything off of that record.
I just started like watching music videos from this record. It's really good. Tears for Fears really nails it. When it's those two on the record, it's always Gucci. Oh, this one's fun. Okay, so I started like getting into this band. I've always loved them.
Okay.
I got the B-52s.
B-52s.
And again, great album cover. I really like really bold,
really bright.
This is the one with the infamous rock lobster.
Hell yeah.
You know. So this is a good album cover. I love it. It's very retro.
I've noticed I like the B-52s like not hits. Like their hits, they're fine.
Yeah.
But like some of their other stuff, like they'll be playing randomly at work on the Spotify, and I'll be like, "Oh, this is pretty good," and it's the B-52s, and I'm just kind of like,
"Wow,
oh.
Yeah." No, they're a crazy band. They're a really good band. This last one is one I could not believe I found in the wild, and I spent too much money on it. I know they just reissued it, but when I seen it, I shit. I managed to find Pile Demonstration. So this was the very first album that Rick made in 2007.
Dang.
And so it's really hard to find, and they did just reissue it over on Improved Sequence Records, not Exploding in Sound.
Is this original?
No.
Pressing?
So again, it's a reissue, but like I could never...
It's an old reissue. Yeah.
And it's like I could never find this anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's recorded like shit. Like it's but that's what I kind of like about it. It's like really distorted and amateur-y, but it's great. Like Build a Fire is kind of one of the most popular Pile songs. My favorite, Same Shells. That's a really good one. So I actually don't have any Pile on vinyl yet. So I'm unfortunately going to have to get all of them. So I got
Track
this
them all
one.
down.
Yeah, and they're reissuing You're Better Than This and Dripping. Dripping's 10-year anniversary is this year. And Bob Weston, who's the bass player in the band Shellac, with Steve Albini, he remastered those albums for him. So they came out those. I haven't listened to the remasters, see what they sound like. But this record was $44, and I spent all of my money on it. So I almost bought one more record, which would have made it $350, but I didn't because it was Temple of the Dog, which is Chris Cornell with Pearl Jam, basically.
That would explain why I don't know what that is.
Yeah. It was $100, and it was the reissue from 2016, but they're really hard to find. And I almost bought it, and I didn't. So I might regret that. But yeah, Spinster Records outside of Dallas, Texas, or in Dallas, Texas. I don't know the area that well. But great record store, great people. They were very helpful and kind of getting me steered in the right direction with some other stuff. So check them out. I'll shout them out on this episode. But
Very cool.
that was my haul. That was a lot of shit.
That was a lot.
That was a lot of shit. Yeah.
I've been trying to not spend money on records, so I don't have. I bought the Chat Pile record at the show.
Oh, that's right.
So God's Country, their first full length.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. So, let's talk about more music, more records, and let's go into old Norma Jean here.
Norma Jean.
Yes.
Oh, Norma Jean. This record. So I was talking a few episodes ago, 2 episodes ago, where we were talking about where we started with music.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how I got into heavy stuff because that's what really changed my perception of what music was.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was first digging into music, I remember seeing this record at Hastings. Did you ever go to Hastings?
Hastings, Kansas?
No. There's a store called Hastings. I don't think they had one super close to here. It was only in like Texas and then small towns in Kansas. I think were the only places that I know of that existed. It's actually my first job was at Hastings.
Oh.
It's a video rental store, music store, and a bookstore. Like all
that's
combined into one. Yeah. Which honestly, that place is great. You could get stuff super cheap used.
Yeah.
But me and my sister were just loading up on CDs because there's when I was getting into music and she was like showing me a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you like that band?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I buy this album, listened to it the first time. I was like, "This is just noise."
Oh
yeah. It was the noisiest thing I've ever heard in my 13 years of life. At that point. And so I actually didn't like this record when I first heard it.
Wow.
And then like I was like, okay, I'm gonna make myself listen to it all the way through. And I went a whole like no stops, just all the way through it, just listening to it, not doing anything else. And I loved it.
Wow.
So this was like one of the first albums that I felt like I could understand and like got something from as a teenager, which is why I picked it. Yeah.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
What did you think of it?
Well, it's aggressive out to get go.
Very.
It's very 2005.
It doesn't really let up either.
Yeah, it's very okay. There were a couple songs that stood out to me, but for me overall, I'm like, yeah, this is one of those records that I'm like, am I getting old? Because it all kind of sounds the same.
Kinda, yeah.
I'm like, but the thing about bands like this, or like heavy bands a lot, and I think it happens a lot on their records, is they fucking rip live because they just go. And then on records, it's a different experience because that energy is just impossible to capture. Fuck, dude. Do you think I'd been up since 5:30 this morning? But I liked it. I liked the parts. What the guitar parts are great. I love the guitar playing on this record. I think it's great. The vocals, they're good. They're great screams. Really great screams.
They're a little distorty.
They're very distorty.
Yeah.
And I don't have a clue what he's saying, which I don't really care.
Oh, I know like all the lyrics on all the songs. Yeah.
I didn't even like really. I felt like I got what I needed out of it. And I listened to it probably 6 or 7 times to really find some stuff and things that stuck out to me that I liked. I didn't love this record.
I didn't expect you to, if I'm being honest.
I didn't love this record, but I thought it was cool. I mean, there was a few notable tracks. My favorite tracks were... I liked their song titles are fucking wacky on this.
Yeah, it's very 2005.
Yeah, Bayonet Work.
Bayonet Work, yeah.
I like that one a lot because it has that like little singy vocal part in there in that song, and I was like, that's cool, and that's track 4 on the record.
I think that was the first one they had a music video for as well.
Really? That one to me stood out the most on the whole record. The rest of it, I mean, they have like their 10-minute long thing and their 6-minute long, but most of the record songs are pretty short.
Yeah.
That song stood out to me, though. I liked it the very first listen, and it's my favorite song on the album. It's Bayonet Work. Coffin Spire. That one, the guitar work, is what like immediately grabbed my attention because it's super weird.
Yeah.
And I like that they like left and right panned the guitars on this album, too. So it's like really like calling back and forth kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I watched the making of this record.
Yeah, I sent you that video. It's so goofy.
It's so goofy. There's the hairstyles, just the attitude of the band is so 2005. Like, it's wild.
What was the name of the studio they recorded this in?
So,
'Cause I know you'd remember the name. I can't find it right now.
Robert Lang Studios,
Robert
which is
Lang,
where
okay.
Sunny Day Real Estate recorded How It Feels to Be Something On.
Yeah, and so
Same
Nirvana
studio.
recorded there, Foo Fighters recorded there.
A lot of bands recorded there.
Matt Bayless produced this record, which he's done a ton of stuff.
He's done like Under Oath.
Soundgarden, Pearl Jam.
Oh.
Like, yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. And some of it he wasn't producing, some of it he just engineered or mixed. But
yeah.
He's done just a shit ton of stuff. Yeah, he did. He engineered 2 Pearl Jam records and mixed one of them.
Wow. Which Pearl Jam record did he?
He mixed Lost Dogs. He engineered Binaural and Yield.
Oh, Yield's my favorite Pearl Jam album.
Yeah,
that's the best Pearl Jam.
The Fall of Troy.
Oh wow, I haven't heard that in a long time.
Mastodon, ISIS.
ISIS is great. Unfortunate name now, but like great band.
Oh, one time when I was in when I lived in France, I remember I was walking around in Paris somewhere, and I saw a bar that was named ISIS, and this was like 2015, and I was like, uh-oh.
I'm surprised they didn't change the name.
It's like, if I go in there, I'm gonna get beheaded. Yeah.
Get beheaded. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very of the era album to me.
It definitely is.
And
it's of my era though. 'Cause
yeah, it's definitely
like,
your like. I think I could smell Hot Topic when I listen to this album. To me,
yep. I bought my first band T-shirt at a Hot Topic. It was Norma Jean.
Oh,
I'm gonna send you a picture of that because it's ridiculous.
Okay. Because it's very there. If you watch the behind the scene, I'll link that. I'm gonna link the whole
we'll
definitely because the hairstyle. I can't even. The dude's he's got like the lip piercing and like the flippy hair.
I mean, I had flippy hair.
I did too. Everybody had flippy hair. That was like the thing. But no, it was. I haven't listened to heavy music in a long time.
Yeah,
I didn't really ever listen to this kind of heavy music. But I liked it. I could tell they were just so stoked on it when they were making it, and that's really all that matters to me.
So this, a little bit of backstory for the band. Do you know who Josh? I always never know how to say his name. It's either Scoggin or Scoggin. I hear people say it both ways.
Okay.
And I have no freaking idea which one it is. So, but Josh Scoggin. We're going to go with Scoggin.
Josh Scoggin?
I don't know, man. There's only one G in it, so I think it's Scoggin.
Scoggin.
Of The Chariot. Started Norma Jean. Like, this was like his band first. First it was Ludacris,
right?
Which is like new metal. It's freaking gross. I don't like it. And then they released Bless the Martyr, Kiss the Child with Josh Scoggin still. And then he left the band to start the Chariot. And these are the some of the other guys.
Okay.
Right now, none of the original members are in the band anymore. This was the first one with Corey Brandon Putman as the vocalist.
Oh.
So they switched vocalists. So this was his first record, I believe. At least big one. And Daniel Davison was still the drummer at the time.
Right, and he went on to go play in some other... He played in Under Oath for a little bit.
Played in Under Oath, played with Every
Gillespie.
Time I Die.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you knew that. Do you listen to Under Oath?
No.
Okay.
I just did my research.
Oh, okay. And this guy, he actually does a lot of music videos and stuff now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's done he did some Me Without You music videos.
Oh.
68, a bunch of them.
Yeah, I noticed that they've had a lot of fucking band members in this band.
Yes.
Like an incredible amount. I was like, there's no original members.
Detrimental amount. Almost.
Like, I don't even know.
I mean, Corey's still in the band.
There's touring musicians.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Session musicians, like their Wikipedia is a nightmare when it comes to
pretty.
I can't believe anybody kept track of this shit.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Especially the touring members. There's so many of them.
Yeah. Okay, so former members, there's 14 former members.
Yeah.
Former touring musicians, there's 7. So that's 21 members, and then the current members, there's 5. So that's 26 members in total. Oh wait, hold on. Session musicians, 27 members in total. 27 club. Norma Jean's in the 27 club.
Yes, they are. So this won a Dove Award, or is nominated for a Dove Award. Do you know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
It's the Gospel Music Association Awards.
What?
Yeah. So this is this is in the height of like Christian metalcore.
Mm-hmm.
So Norma Jean, I think it was like Solid State Abacus released it as well in Europe. There was something I was reading about it where it was like released partially under like a Christian label as well, which Solid State kind of is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the time they more so were. But yeah, this is like a very Christian record. Did you pick up on any of that?
No, because I couldn't understand a fucking word.
This is how I got away with listening to it as a kid. So,
okay.
Which is why I got into it, because my parents were pretty strict about what I listened to, and they hated this when I brought it home. They hated it so much. They thought it sounded demonic.
Really?
And then
I mean,
was
that
like,
makes sense. If
look at the lyrics. This is a Christian band.
All right, I'm going to look at some of the lyrics. Which songs are I'm going to look up Band
Network?
Yeah, because that's the one I like the most.
Sure.
Oh, that's track 3, not track 4. JK, don't listen. We walked on glass all day long with eyes rolled back. It came with smiles. It came with gestures. It came with motives. Are they all still like Christian? Are they all Christian?
Knows?
I mean, with 27 members, statistically, there can't be all Christian.
I don't know. Anymore, I don't know any.
Like if they identify as like that thing.
A lot of bands have definitely moved away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the Wikipedia page, they even have like the Jesus Freak Hideout rating of the album.
Wow.
Which is interesting. It's just weird that this like came up, and part of that was Solid State Records wanted to promote that, so that's what they put out. So
it's a I'm glad you recommended it, because it's a world of music I never got into, and it's like it was very, I listened to it so much. I had to listen to it a lot to like even like really grasp it.
Okay.
Which is weird. I've listened to a lot of heavy music, but this is like
you've
a different.
played a lot of heavy music.
That's true.
Like Not Cops is heavy as shit.
Yeah.
So
Sutphin was a heavy band.
Sutphin
I've really only
heavy.
ever been in heavy bands.
That's weird. Do you think people in heavy bands don't listen to heavy music do you think that's common?
I think it's common. Yeah. Like, especially as you get older.
Yeah.
Like, you don't.
Totally.
Like, when you're young, like, I remember the heavy music I was into was like Melvins and Shellac, a lot of post-punk stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus Lizard, loved those bands. But as I got older and I like got that itch out, it's like, I could do without it. Like, I just don't really listen to heavy music all that much.
And I never grew out of it.
See, but when I hear it and it's like dope, then I'm like, yeah, that's great.
Sometimes the shows, I turn into a grumpy old man and I'm just like, this is fucking stupid. But I still like listening to. In fact, my music taste has probably gotten heavier the older I've gotten.
Interesting.
I've gotten more into like death metal and stuff like that. So, which of these songs do you think is my favorite? So all their track listings are portmanteau. So they're like two words like crammed together.
Yeah.
Like vertebrae.
That's a good one. I think you like Dilemma Machine.
Dilemma Machine. I do like that song.
That's not your favorite.
It's not my favorite. So I'll just tell you. My favorite is Disconnecti.
I was going to guess that one. Damn it. I should have went with my gut.
Yeah, that's the song that really stuck with me the whole time. And I love how it builds. Like it starts off and it kind of gets wild, then it drops off a lot, and it builds up again, then it drops off again, and then it builds back with a breakdown at the end. Every time that breakdown hits, it sends a shiver down my spine. I just love it. I love the whole flow of the song. I like the themes of the song, which I know you said you couldn't.
I'm looking at the lyrics right now, actually.
So a lot of this record, I read like an interview with them or something. I read it or listened to it. I don't remember. I should get better at citing my sources, I guess. But they're talking about it being like an apocalyptic album, and there's like, which is pretty common, especially at that time period with those types of bands, because I know there's bands like Oh Sleeper kind of did stuff like that too, a little bit later. But so yeah, it's all about like a lot of this album is like about hope and disappointment, but still finding hope within the disappointment.
That's a good theme.
So I really like the theme of that, and it's the whole song ends with "So I began with the end in mind."
Yeah,
think about where things are ending up. Obviously, in a Christian context, it's going to be kind of like a heaven or like afterlife or something.
Right.
But I think those are good things to think of. Like,
yeah.
think about what you're doing in a way of how it's going to end up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's a good theme for an album.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's always the part of like, you know, like religious stuff that I've always liked is like there's always kind of hope in that way, and there's always like there is a better life out there if you really put like your mind to it and put some effort to it and let go of your own like self-will kind of thing, you know, where it's like if you just like let go of things and quit trying to control everything, shit'll work itself out, you know. I think that's a good theme, you know. I would have never thought it's something like that based off of listening to it.
Based off what it sounds like, because it's like I said, it's very noisy.
Oh yeah,
very noisy record. Which is weird because you can see the split after Scoggin left, because like the Chariot is like so noisy. They're like crazy. Did you ever listen to the Chariot?
I never listened to Chariot.
Okay. We'll have to do that on an episode.
Okay.
We'll wait a little bit, but he went like even more extreme.
Really?
And these guys split off and did more, like, this is more metally, and he just went and just did like chaotic stuff.
That's fun.
It's really fun.
I wonder if I'd like that more.
I think you might.
I like the chaotic shit.
A lot of people hate this record.
Oh.
Like Norma Jean fans don't like this record. It doesn't sound like the rest of their stuff.
Why do they hate this record?
So a lot of people liked Bless the Martyr, Kiss the Child more because it's more like breakdowny, and at shows like those songs are probably more fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the stuff after this has kind of been, it's still pretty heavy, but it's not chaotic really. It's much more structured. They mixed in like almost like Southern rock elements into some of their stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, the album right after this, Redeemer, has my favorite artwork of all their stuff. It's a kid getting attacked by a bird.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So like, I think it's based off of like a exact like shot from the movie Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. So it's really good.
This album's very proggy. It's got a lot of like prog to me.
Yeah.
I think like prog core.
I kind of feel it's a kind of a mathcore.
Mathcore
with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely on that vein.
And they kind of moved away from that, I think, with some of their stuff. I don't even know what their last two albums sound like. I haven't listened to them.
They're apparently coming out with a new one this year.
I believe it. They're still going.
Yeah, they're still going. I mean, I imagine their albums are always sound different when you have 27 different members.
Yeah, but it's like a pretty drastic change afterwards. Yeah, I think the first time I heard of this band was somebody wrote a review of Redeemer, their next album, in the school paper. And I saw the cover and I was like, that's cool.
Wow.
And then I didn't buy that album for some reason. I bought this one. But
I
think that guy's name was John Walter that wrote that.
If you're watching, John Walter.
You might not have written that, but it seems like something you do. So.
But John, if you did, let us know.
Yeah, I liked your review.
Thanks, John. This episode wouldn't be possible without you, John Walter.
Possible. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of people on the internet were shit on this album a lot, but
really,
it's something meaningful to me, and that's why I picked it.
Yeah. So would you consider this like a defining album for your youth, like your teen?
Yes.
Like it's like
this band in general, like was.
Oh, okay.
This is my favorite band all through high school. I think.
Wow.
One of them anyway. At church camp, we would have Norma Jean shirt day with me and my friends. We'd all wear Norma Jean shirts.
Fuck yeah.
It was not an official thing by any means, but we were weird and did that.
So you had like a group of buddies that were like into this shit with you.
Yes. And it's more, I kind of like had one friend that knew who they were, and then I got really into them, and then I met the other people that were into them.
Oh, okay. So what did you meet those people? Because you're like, hey, you heard this band Norma Jean? They're like, yes, I love Norma Jean.
It's just kind of friends of friends, and at the same time I was getting into skateboarding, and a lot of those guys were into that stuff. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's some... So Garden City have like a skate park?
Yeah, we have a real shitty skate park. That's the same one still.
The same one? Wow.
Yeah. It's above a police shooting range.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's like a concrete shooting range, and then on top of it, we have like a skate park.
Just in case skateboarders
just
act
like
up.
all these like shitty like sheet metal ramps that are rusty and will like cut the shit out of you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's real brutal shit.
Oh, yeah. I bounced my head off the concrete there a time or two.
Wow.
Yeah.
Or is that what you always tell me about when you're like, I've probably had a lot of concussions?
Yeah, that's definitely one of them.
Was falling face first into your wall at your house?
That one was that was the worst one. I hope that's the last one. We'll see.
You knew that was coming up when I brought up concussions, right?
Yeah. That wasn't that long ago.
No, that was what,
Listen
January?
to Shart Stories. I talked about that in the last episode of Shart Stories, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Go to Shart Stories. I'm going to plug it right now.
Yeah.
And go listen to that episode because that shit is so funny. It's so funny.
Oh, man. But yeah, I was so delirious. And I messed up my ankle when I fell too.
Yeah. You were hurting yourself there at the beginning of this year.
Dude,
really
this
bad.
This year sucked.
Yeah, you've had a lot of injuries.
I had a lot of injuries. But then, like, my ankle, it was already bad before I did that because I hurt it in middle school.
Oh.
And then I really messed it up. And then at the Chat Pile show recently, obviously the mosh pit opened up, but some guy behind me like spilled an entire beer all over the floor, so it was wet.
Oh.
And then the pit opened up, and people were just sliding into my ankle full force.
Oh man!
I was actually standing next to Breck from
you
Knock
were?
Ops. Yeah, and it was funny when the pit opened up. He like kind of like checked on me, which is weird because I never talked to the guy.
Yeah,
but he's a nice guy.
Love Breck.
Yeah, he's very quiet. But,
yeah, Breck is amazing. He has great music.
Yeah,
Hevel Havalum. It's his own stuff.
I haven't heard that. I'll have to look that up.
It's all on like Bandcamp. He also plays guitar in Virgins, another great band.
Yep, Virgins.
Just checked him out. I'm going to link to those cats. They're local here. Breck is a very, very lovely person and really nice guy. I ended up doing me and Matt from Sutphin, we ended up doing a drum track on a thing he was doing for Hevel, where he was wanting to do false grindcore. So we did this really obnoxious drum beat, and he made a song out of it because we happened to be like recording for Thorn Hayes, Thomas Hayes' thing.
Okay.
We're on his track Crawling, double drum track.
Nice.
So we were there doing that, and then Tom was like, hey, I'm recording this thing for Breck. Can you guys just
do
make
something.
this false grind? So we just did like crazy blast beats and like all sorts of weird shit. I'll have to find that.
That's cool. We'll have a smorgasbord of
Wichita music
links for you in this one.
Yeah.
But anyway, people just basically kept like soccer slide tackling into my ankle the entire time.
Man, that sucks. There's always that guy that's got to spill the beer.
Got to spill the beer, like,
and then make you
which
slide
I'm not upset about the guys like.
Was it on act? Did he like get bumped into?
Yeah, it was an accident.
Oh, that's a shame.
That just happens, but
yeah. Beers and
Very
concerts.
Fun. I just sent you a picture of the shirt that I was talking about.
Okay,
that was my first band shirt.
I'll throw it up.
We'll throw that up
on here,
and
you'll see
good.
it. Very.
Right. Anything else you got to say about Oh God, the Aftermath?
I think it's. I'm gonna rate it.
Okay.
We're gonna go steak. We're going to go by steaks, so we're going to go rare to well done. Well done
which
is
one's
like
good?
Well done's not good.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Rare is going to be great.
Okay.
I'm going to go that route with it. Not the best rating system, to be quite frank. I would, for me, I'd probably rank this album like a medium.
Oh, I was expecting you to say medium well.
I debated it.
I
did.
was going to cry.
But then I thought about it, and I was like, no, it's a good heavy record. I wish I could hear this live. I think it's one of those things that would just be so good live.
Which I didn't see them live until like 2017.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no. I saw them once before that. But it was like completely different one. And I think they played more off of this album the second time I saw them than I did the first time.
So where did you see them at?
The first time it was, I don't know the name of the venue. There's both in Wichita. But I didn't live in Wichita at the time.
Was it the Oz Cafe? That seems like a place that might have.
Was the Oz Cafe in like a strip mall?
I think it was.
I think it was then.
Because somebody smashed through a window at one of those shows. That place was chaos.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's probably where it was. And then the second time was Rock Island Live.
Oh. Do they still do shows there?
I think they did. I don't know. They
don't
have
a pole in the way every time you go there. There's just the pole on the stage.
There's a pole on the stage. Yeah. It's a weird venue.
Yeah. You know what? I think later down the road we'll have to revisit another Norma Jean album.
Okay.
I think so. Or the Chariot or something. We'll have something like that.
Things in the same vein. This one, I kind of wanted to start throwing you curveballs every once in a while of things that I wasn't sure what you would think about.
This one was a curveball.
That's what I did on purpose. So
yeah. No, this
I was
one.
looking at my record collection. I was like, oh, That's probably something he's not listened to and will never listen to.
Yeah, I would have. Again, a record I would have never sought out on my own.
Definitely.
Or ever listened to.
It's part of the point of the show.
So this is the point of the show. This is why we're watching right now.
All right, let's move on.
All right, so.
I used to draw the Drowning Man on like my notebook and stuff.
Oh, that's a good. I
like the logo.
It's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Prince Purple Rain.
Prince Purple Rain.
Oh,
I have notes and I didn't transfer them over to my computer. Oops.
That's okay.
Song's coming out.
I'll talk about the. Well, you know what? This record is definitely way more popular than the Norma Jean record.
I don't think anybody's ever heard of this one.
Purple Rain?
Mm-hmm.
Never. It's real
real underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
Purple Rain. Okay. So, this one's a curveball for you, I feel like.
Do you want to know what my first note is for this?
Yes.
This dude is horny. That's the first thing I wrote down. I was like, man, Prince is horny.
He is.
Yeah.
Darling Nikki. That song.
Darling Nikki.
Woo.
Ooh.
Woo.
Which that song's about him getting pegged, right?
I don't know about pegged.
He says something about her like having all these toys.
Yeah.
I think he's getting pegged.
I mean, if Prince wants to get pegged, get pegged.
I mean, sure.
Sure. I support it. I'll try anything twice.
So I sent you a picture. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Like every time I hear Prince sing, this is what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
And it was just Powerline from
Yeah.
Goofy Movie.
Yeah. That's an accurate description.
Yeah, which I think he's partially based on Prince. And
It's
like
gotta
a few
be.
other, Michael Jackson probably a little bit too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like all I had in my head whenever I listened to it for some reason. Which is good. I like Goofy Movie.
Goofy Movie rips.
But yeah, obviously I was aware of who Prince was.
Right.
But I've never listened to a full album ever.
And
it's weird. It's different from what I listened to entirely. Extremely fucking 80s.
Oh.
80s is shit.
Fuck yeah, it is.
And some of it reminded me of like Super Nintendo game soundtracks. In a good way, because I like those.
Yeah.
So there's definitely, and I think it's because it like influenced it. Like I think in the 80s this was coming out, in the 90s they were copying the sounds.
Yeah.
So
all those synthesizers,
all
baby.
those synths. But yeah, it's a fun record. I'm gonna say that.
Fuck yeah.
I had fun listening to this.
I think it's a fun
Caitlin was like, "What the hell are you listening to?" She was not into it. My fiance was not into. She does not like Prince, unfortunately.
That is very unfortunate.
But let me pull up the track listing here.
Yeah, I fucking.
The first song, that one slaps, honestly.
Let's Go Crazy.
Let's
Dude,
Go Crazy.
Great album opener.
Yeah.
You just got the little, like, kind of synth, Dearly Beloved, and it's like,
Dearly
dude,
Beloved.
it's so good.
Yeah.
Such a great opener. It's a fucking immediate dance hit.
Definitely.
Fuck yeah, dude.
And then it just kind of, it stays, like, pretty, like, upbeat until you get to, like, Computer Blue, I think it was.
Computer Blue is a weird one.
It changes a lot. It gets very synthy. It gets very...
Yeah.
Like, back before anybody knew what computers actually were. Like,
Yeah.
that's the idea of the song, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's the thing about Prince though is he was always writing in the sense of like being at a dance club. So he has these really big outros for a lot of his songs that are like jammy because you're supposed to be like dancing to the shit,
grooving to it.
Yeah.
Which that's one of my notes actually on Purple Rain, the song. That's a solid ballad, like a love ballad from the time period.
Yeah.
But it just kind of just keeps going, and it's kind of like the same.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes and goes and goes.
You think it's over, and then it's like, nope.
And then it had really weird shit at the end. It had like other stuff start coming in at the very end of it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, is it picking up? And no, it's over.
Yeah.
Weird ending.
Yep.
I was not super into the ending. The songs, I liked the song Purple Rain. Like,
Purple
that was
Rain's so good.
But yeah, once it gets to Darling Nikki, I was just
that
like,
song is
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
That's my least favorite on the album. It's too horny. It's your favorite.
It's a very horny. I mean, the first lyric is, "I once knew a girl named Nikki." You could say she was a sex fiend. Met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with a magazine.
Masturbating. Which I looked up some things. fucking what's her name? Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
Had a whole thing against this song.
Because this is the reason that we have the explicit content on records now. Is
I
because
think
of that song.
the official stance of this podcast is probably fuck Tipper Gore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking hate
censorship.
Tipper Gore. Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck censorship. I hate censorship.
Fuck that shit.
But I was reading about that, and I was like, you know what? I actually like this song now. And then I listened to it again, and I'm like, it's still not my favorite.
Well, it's funny that that's the song that made him go like, oh, we need to put a warning on records now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's hilarious that a Prince record is what did it.
Prince. Oh, it was Prince. And there was a few others, and they were fucking... It's a weird lineup.
Yeah?
Let me see if
I
I
wonder what the
can
other records
find
were.
it.
There's a car horn going. I wonder if you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's done now. They heard us.
Parental advisory sticker. It was used 15 popular filthy songs by Tipper Gore. Prince, that was the number one.
Nikki.
Judas Priest, that kind of makes sense. AC/DC. Madonna had one. Def Leppard, Wasp.
Oh, a lot of 80s.
Cyndi Lauper.
Whoa.
For She Bop, because it was about sex and masturbation.
It gets them.
Yeah.
Get you parental advisories. Good God.
There was one. Man, I really need to start keeping track of my. Oh, John Denver was
What?
at the. Yeah, he was at the.
For what?
Folk musician John Denver referred to the proposed labels as censorship and stated that he was strongly opposed to censorship of any kind in our society or anywhere in the world, and that in his experience, censors often misinterpret music, as was the case with Rocky Mountain High.
Oh.
And then he compared it to Nazi book burnings. Oh, Dee Snider from Twisted Sister.
Oh, he fought the shit out of this. He went to court, man.
Yeah, this was all from the court. I think all these guys showed up. But he was just like, no, Tipper Gore is like, is the one saying the song's about like sadomasochism. Like that's not what the song's about.
Oh my god,
it's Under the Blade, and that's like about like cosmetic surgery, I think. And
Good
like,
gosh.
yeah, so it's like they don't even know what they're talking about.
They're
so fuck Tipper Gore.
Yep. Well, I'm gonna put that down right there.
Yeah,
on the screen. There you go.
Fuck Tipper Gore
from Earswap.
But I was trying to find a connection between the two albums we picked because they're so different.
Oh.
They used the double bass drum pedal in Darling Nikki.
Yeah.
At the end of it was just like
brutal.
Because it's like, man, that guy's ripping on those drums.
Yeah,
like,
definitely a drum machine.
Yeah.
But it sounds great.
Yes.
But it's really weird.
Sounds like it's not.
Because you're like, you don't expect a double bass on a Prince song.
Not at all.
That's that's why I love Prince. He's a massively popular musician, but his songs are fucking weird. They are so weird, and I'm like, I don't understand how he was popular.
Yeah.
Because his structures are weird, his recording is weird, his lyrics are fucking weird, yet he's like one of the biggest stars of all time when it comes to music.
So I know he like plays music on this. This is something I was going to ask you about. How much of like the highly complicated instrumentation is him playing?
He would record the albums all by himself.
Okay, so he was like shredding.
Yeah, he plays guitar on all
I know
of
he
this.
plays guitar, but it's like, how does he actually like?
He's a real fucking
very,
shredder.
very good musician.
Yeah. So he would do all that, and he recorded a lot of it. I mean, he had people play on his records every now and then. I know like this lineup played on some of it, but he would write everything, and he would. I mean, he was just a machine, and he's an amazing guitar player, and a lot of people don't recognize him as a fantastic guitar player, but he's literally one of the best, I think.
I think it's because his guitar looks fucking stupid.
Yeah. I've almost bought that guitar.
I'm
like
not surprised.
2 months ago, it was like $600 for a replica, and I almost bought it.
You can never play that live.
Yeah,
nobody else can. No, you can't.
I'm gonna do a fucking Prince cover
off
set.
The stage.
Dude.
Okay, maybe if you're doing Prince covers, you could do it.
No, I'm gonna do it if I do any of my stuff live too. If I join a band again, I'm just show up to band practice with that thing.
just take it with you and just set it next to the drums you play when you play with Money Shot.
Oh, that'd be fucking great, dude. I've been trying to. I hope we can cover a fucking Prince song. That would be great. I've done the drum fill from "Take Me With You," the second song. It's got this like really cool drum fill, and we've kind of jammed on it. And I'm like, if we do Prince, I will stay. This is a good song. This record is just so great. When Doves Cry
When Doves
One of my
Cry.
favorites.
Excellent.
Really good lyrics.
No bass guitar.
No bass guitar.
And it works so well with the song.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
it makes it just like... It kind of makes it uncomfortable. It makes
does.
it feel just so different. It feels like
Yeah.
you're missing something, and that's what the song's about. So,
Right. And it's great. In the record, like, Prince apparently recorded a bass line and was like, he didn't like how it sounded.
Yeah.
Apparently, like,
Just
I
dropped it
remember
out. Yeah.
one of the engineers was talking about when he was doing it, it was just overproduced, and then he, like, went back and stripped it back, and that became When Doves Cry, which he wrote that for the feature film, Purple Rain, which I've seen many times, and we kind of watched the other night.
I watched 15 minutes of it.
You should watch the
I
whole
was going to
thing.
go back and watch it, but then I fell asleep today on my break.
That's okay.
Uh-huh.
You should
I was
watch it
very
sometime,
sleepy.
though. But that was written for the movie,
Okay.
which Prince wrote over 100 songs for the movie, Purple Rain. And Purple Rain was not even a song in those 100 songs. And then he went through and kind of narrowed it down and did what he could. And then the director called him and said, hey, I need a song for the movie, because his dad's like an abusive father or whatever in the movie. And he literally the next morning was like, here's 2 songs. One of them was When Doves Cry. And then it was the demo version is what you hear on the record.
Okay.
And that was the thing. So then they did
So-
When Doves Cry.
Are all these songs in the movie? Obviously, I didn't finish them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all chronological.
Yeah, you should have saved this for when we do a movie soundtrack.
We can do better.
Okay.
Well, because I think this album is just so popular on its own
Okay.
that
That's true.
It's iconic. What helped boost the album was definitely the movie,
Yeah.
because they were what I find amazing about the movie and about Prince in general is he's like this really flamboyant black man in the 80s. Like that was unheard of at the time. So like there's Michael Jackson.
There's Michael Jackson.
But I mean, like the way he was so like almost androgynous, like he was
Yeah.
wearing heels and he became a huge star. The way they did the movie, because Warner Brothers signed off on it, they did test screenings and they were like, okay, if people like it in Texas, so they did test screenings in Texas. They were going to do it in 200 theaters, or whatever. And then the people loved it so much in Texas, they went from 200 theaters to 900 across the country.
Oh my gosh.
And that's what shot this movie into stardom. And it was just like crazy phenomenon. Like my parents remember this coming out and how, my parents are the reason, my mom especially, and my dad, like listen to this record. Like they grew up with the shit. And I remember like hearing Darling Nikki as a kid. My parents loved that
that's
song.
like inappropriate.
Yeah, they loved that song.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't know what this
You're
means.
just like, Mom, what's masturbation mean?
She's like, he'll figure it out. But it's a really cool record. It's one of my favorite records of all time too.
Okay.
And I feel like I say it's my favorite of all time about a lot of things.
You
But
do. You like a lot of things.
I love things. And I love a lot of them. But Prince is one of those things I love a lot.
I actually wrote in my notes that I thought his vocals sounded like a mix between Michael Jackson and Jim Morrison.
Oh, Jim Morrison, huh?
He had
That makes sense.
some babies in there that were...
Yeah. Yeah. He's got that like crazy high screech that he can do. That shit is nuts. Like in Darling Nikki at the end, has like this crazy like screech thing.
Yeah.
So good.
I really like the song I Would Die For You. That was my favorite.
I would die for you.
That's been in my head since I listened to it.
It's so good.
Or he's like claiming to be Jesus in that, which is interesting.
He was a very religious man.
Okay.
Which a lot of people don't know. He was a
did
very
not know
religious man.
Yeah.
I believe he was Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, J-Dub.
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 Prince Yell J-Dub. He was either, I think he was Jehovah's Witness. That or Mormon. I think he was Jehovah's Witness.
Prince religion.
Yeah, what religion was Prince?
Seventh-day Adventist, and later became a Jehovah's Witness.
That's right.
So
See, that's the thing. People are like,
interesting.
oh, he's crazy sexual. But I'm like, yeah, he is. But he's also like
Those
crazy.
JWs are so horny.
Yeah, man. Prince was very fascinating. Like I would have never wanted to meet him. For
Really?
sure. I would have
Think he's
never
a
wanted to
douchebag?
meet Prince. No, he's just he's just fucking weird. Like I would rather leave it at that.
Yeah.
Like always, you know, like there's that story of Dave Chappelle where like Prince made pancakes and played basketball. Like that's a true story
Really?
that he did the whole Chappelle show bit about when he
Yeah.
plays Prince.
Okay.
That's a real story. Like Prince loved to play basketball. Yeah, he was into it, and he just like made pancakes for a bunch of people one night. Like
That's
there's
nice.
so many crazy stories of him just like being
just doing just
weird shit.
Random
weird
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Watch, there's so many interviews of like people's interactions with Prince. It's always the weirdest fucking story you've ever heard in your life, and he's so funny. He's so hilarious. Like Dave Grohl talks about jamming with him. He's just like, yeah, man, I went to go to the drums. Prince told me no, go play bass, and he got on drums. Like he's like no,
And you don't say no.
and
to
you don't
Prince.
say no
You just,
to Prince.
yeah.
You just do it.
You just do it.
So he's a very extraordinary figure. Like I
Yeah.
think like they talk about even before he got popular, he would act like he was popular. Like he wouldn't go into gas stations.
You have to have a certain level of ego to even
Crazy
to
amount of ego.
record any of the shit. Like
Oh,
any
for
of
sure.
it. Like you can't be like, oh, I think it's okay. You have to be like, no, this is from God.
Yeah.
I am the gift of from God to you.
That's
like,
the dangerous thing about musicians.
Yeah, they're
and
fucking
actors.
psychos.
They're psychos, man. You have to have ego to be a musician.
Which
You gotta keep that shit in check, though.
definitely looking back on this record from a modern standpoint, it is cheesy as fuck. It is very
Cheesy, huh?
Uh-huh. The movie?
Oh,
The movie definitely is. The record
movie, 100%.
also is.
Hmm.
It's good.
I don't.
There's a level of cheese. There's just a layer. It's like nachos, just a layer of cheese over the top of it. Not bad. I'm not saying that in a disparaging way.
You know,
It just is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you know what? You know why I think, and this. You know what? Okay. Let me get my thoughts together here. I think 80s music sounds inherently cheesy because, first of all, like there's like synthesizers. People are just trying shit out. But I think the era of MTV made people write songs that they're like, we need a music video for this, and it needs to be accessible.
Okay.
I think that could play part of it because, like, I think what elevates this album for me is the movie.
Okay. Interesting.
Because, like, I think of the scenes from the movie. Like, my favorite scene in the movie is when he does Darling Nikki.
Okay.
And he's just humping the subwoofer. Like, it's so good.
I have to finish the movie.
Yeah, it's so good,
I'll
dude.
finish it.
The movie, the acting's not
maybe
great,
tomorrow.
but it's
Yeah.
got good music in it, and that's what keeps me going.
Yeah. And like I said, the music is like he's an excellent musician.
Oh, yeah.
And like very proficient in everything he does.
Yeah.
I stick with my cheese comment though.
And, you know, I don't disagree with you,
Yeah.
but I'm trying to understand why it was like that. But, I mean, look at the fucking album cover.
Exactly.
It's
The
so,
purple motorcycle. Like
It's so extra.
yeah.
Like, Prince is the epitome of extra,
Yeah.
and that's why I love it, is he doesn't hold back.
Do you think we have any modern musicians that are like that level of just like
No.
wild? I don't really listen to popular music.
I don't either.
guess.
I mean, I think everybody's always trying to like. I think this is something I've always had a viewpoint on since like high school. Is what made like Prince or Michael Jackson or whoever special is the mystery behind him.
Okay.
But now because of social media, everybody's so open or honest, or they post whatever level of honesty it is. But you see pictures of them every day. You see this and that.
Yeah.
With these people, there wasn't this like, I'm going to go look up Prince on my phone and go find his personal account.
Yeah, see what he's doing right now.
Yeah, there was not that. And I mean, if Prince had fucking social media, he would have been on TikTok for sure. You know what I mean? Just like posting thirst traps and shit.
Definitely. He probably would have been.
But again, that's my perception of him as an artist, as an entertainer. He's like this thing. You know, I don't know what he was like otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, do you think he ever had like normal times where he was just like a chill dude, or was he always this character?
I'm sure he was chill.
Chill.
I'm sure he was chill. You know, he was a sober guy.
Oh,
He
I didn't know that.
never fucked with drugs or alcohol.
That's
was
cool.
not into it. He said it would just distract him from his work.
I hate when people think that the artists have to be like drunk all the time to make things.
Right.
Like that's stupid. Like a lot of the stuff that's not the case.
Exactly.
You have to be very with it to make something worthwhile.
I mean,
So,
most like even like artists who have struggled when they record the albums, they're usually sober.
yeah.
Like Kurt Cobain was usually sober when he was doing Nirvana records for the most part. You know what I mean?
And look where that ended up him.
Yeah.
Like with his
shit.
heroin. Like
Yeah. It's like, but Prince couldn't write 100 songs for a fucking movie if he was fucked up.
No.
Like that's just not going to happen. So I appreciate that. That's another, I think another reason why I like him too is because he was in that vein. And people are like, oh, he's on drugs. He's crazy. And it's like, no, he's sober as fuck. He's got a big ego.
he's just weird.
Yeah, he's just weird.
So I typed in like most popular songs 2022 just to see if I don't know who most of these artists are.
Okay.
Never heard of a lot of them.
Let's
but
name 'em.
I think of like Harry Styles might be the closest thing we got right now.
Yeah, but
Just because he dresses weird.
But he's
That's
also,
about it. Like
yeah, he like dresses weird. He's like an
He likes-
androgen, not
he may or
androgynous,
may
but-
not be spitting on What's his name? Did you hear all that stuff?
No, I never heard anything.
That's a whole other thing we don't need to get into right now.
He
He spit on a guy. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
maliciously?
Yeah.
No.
But apparently it didn't happen, but it looks like it did happen. So.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Let us know on social media. Do you think Harry Styles spit on that guy?
Yeah, do you? I have no idea.
I should probably know who he is.
He's got a great cover of Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel on YouTube.
Chris Pine is who he spit on.
What?
Yeah, because they're in
guy
that
from
movie
Star Trek?
together. Yeah.
The Olivia Wilde movie?
The Olivia Wilde movie that, yeah.
It's got all that controversy behind it.
Yep.
This is probably just a press thing where they're like, oh, they want to stir up some shit for the movie.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
I don't know.
That movie's had so much shit about it.
A lot of people are really angry at each other, it sounds like. So.
Good God.
I don't know.
I'm
so glad I'm not a Hollywood person and will never be.
I like movies, but I don't like like that section.
No.
Like get rid of the corny shit and let's just have a good movie.
Yeah.
You know.
There's not many of those.
I didn't even know.
Ooh, speaking of movies, I saw Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
The Zach Cregger horror movie.
Yeah, was it good?
Fucking amazing.
Really?
I loved it.
Did you see it in theaters?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you should go see it.
I'll go by myself.
Oh yeah. Sorry. We'll invite you next time.
Yeah. It's all right.
I don't know. You come on a lot of our dates. So.
I do. I go on a lot of dates with Chayne and his fiance.
Yeah. But that's my movie recommendation.
The Barbarian. Mine is
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. Watch Purple Rain just because it's up here.
Yeah.
This is an original pressing. Did you know
that's cool.
Yeah, I actually have the poster somewhere. I think it's down there. Somewhere down there. It'd be a big one to put out. But, yeah, I got this. I listen to this very frequently.
Nice.
Prince is actually a big inspiration in a lot of my writing.
I could see that, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like how he does songwriting and weird shit and production and stuff. I just think it's cool. He just kind of pushed shit in a lot of ways.
I think the weirdness of all his work that I've heard so far is my favorite part of it. I like how it's just fucking crazy. Yeah. It's just nuts.
Because you really think it's going to be like super poppy because he's super popular, but I'm like, no, the production on these records are fucking weird, and they've always have been. You know. So I think he's great. I love Prince greatly, but again, I would never meet him. Rest in peace, Prince.
You're never going to meet him. Yeah.
I'm never going to meet him. His Super Bowl performance in 2005 is the best Super Bowl halftime to exist.
That's not saying much. Most of them are awful.
Yeah, most of them. They've been bad since Prince's, I will say.
Oh, okay.
They've been horrible. His was great because he was like it was pouring down rain in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And he did Purple Rain. And he had like his insignia. I'm going to link that fucking video. There's such a good video about it from the NFL channel. And he's in heels on like this glass platform in the rain. And usually those performances are like lip synced or the music is synced up. And Prince was like, no, fuck you. The thing about Prince is he's also like punk rock as shit because his record label fucked him over. He went as the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yes. Oh, that was a label thing.
That was a label thing because he wanted ownership of his music.
Okay.
So he went as the artist formerly known as Prince or just his insignia for a little bit. So they couldn't make any money off him. He was also not on Spotify or anything up until he died. And then his estate put him on there, of course.
Okay.
Which, like, he would not be down with, but I'm down with it. So.
Also, like, he's not going to make the money now. So.
No, he's dead. He's got, like, a bunch of records in his vault, though. Like, that guy recorded so much music.
Like, stuff that's not out?
They say there's thousands of songs. Thousands over the years.
Dang.
The guy documented and recorded everything.
That's wild.
And he's the guy that wrote Nothing Compares to You, the famous Sinead O'Connor cover.
Oh.
That's a cover. A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know that.
I think a lot of people know that now, but
now you know it. Yeah.
Oh, there's a disc 2 from the vault previously unreleased. One of the songs is called Love and Sex.
Of course it is.
Wonderful Ass. We Can Fuck. These are literally song titles.
Prince is horny, guys.
Prince is very horny. Erotic City. That's another one. This is all just the bonus tracks. This isn't even like another record. Do Me Baby. Let's Pretend We're Married. And then it goes this song called God. What a fucking freak, dude. Oh, I love it. It's so good.
Excellent. All right. Do we want to get into our next recommendations?
You know what?
I need to give a rating.
Yeah, you do. You want to do steak rating?
I'll do steak rating, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to also, for me, I'm going to go medium. This is an album, like, I understand the appeal now. I do.
Okay.
Like, he's an excellent musician, all that stuff. I don't see myself going back and listening to this regularly.
I feel the same way about the Norma Jean record.
Yeah.
So I think we're both on the same
So
page.
it's like, I get a lot more of, like, why you're into Prince now. I didn't know he was that good of a musician, honestly. Like,
yeah.
I had no idea. I just saw pictures of him with the big, stupid purple guitar. And
Guitar is sick.
and I was like, it doesn't look playable. Like it looks like a prop.
It's
and that's
very
why
inefficient.
I never knew that. So yeah, I respect the dude. Like, honestly, like,
Fuck yeah.
do your weird shit. That's cool. I don't, like I said, I don't see myself just putting this record on at home while I'm like cooking omelets or something. So
yeah. What was the song that Caitlin really didn't like? Was it Darling Nikki?
she didn't make it that far into the record.
Wow.
I was playing the first song. Freaking
Let's Go Crazy?
Let's Go Crazy. And I was like kind of like bobbing along with it.
dancey.
And she was just like, what is wrong with you? She's like, what are you listening to? Yeah, she's not into it at all.
Wow, immediately.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Next time we drive somewhere, I'm just fucking...
Blast it.
You just go, "Meow, dearly beloved."
Dearly beloved.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we both ranked both of our albums medium.
Medium,
out of
which
our
is-
steak ranking.
That's solid. I'm
It's
good with
solid.
a nice medium. I prefer medium rare.
Me too. Or rare if I'm really feeling it.
Rare.
I'm feeling a little crazy.
If it's too drippy, I get a little grossed out, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest. But,
yeah.
or if you like cut into the steak and it's still cold, I don't really like that.
I don't think I've ever had that happen. I
I've
don't
had
order
that
steak
happen.
that much.
I want my steak to like at least be warm, but
Right.
yeah.
I don't like anything past a medium rare, though. If I get steak, I can eat a
yeah.
medium, but like anywhere
Medium's
past that,
okay.
why are you eating steak?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up eating like well done because that's how my parents eat it.
Same here. Pork chops and steaks
I just
were
thought I
overcooked.
hated pork chops and steaks for a long time. And then
You're just like, oh, they're just not
then
cooked
I
right.
tried them.
My parents have
correctly.
righted their wrongs now.
Yeah, mine are getting better. They're
Yeah.
still working on it. But
Yeah, it's like a weird, like, it's got bacteria in it. We got to cook as much of it out as we can or something.
Well,
it's weird.
like on my dad's side of the family, his parents were pretty old when he was born, and then he
Oh.
wasn't like super young. I mean, he's like around my age when I was born. So
Yeah.
it's like, so his parents lived through the Great Depression,
Oh, so they
like,
were like,
as like 15 to 20-year-olds. So they're
Ooh,
like,
that's rough.
yeah,
So they had like the wherewithal of like,
wherewithal.
this sucks.
Yeah, my grandpa's like a World War II veteran. So,
Wow.
whereas like a lot of people my age, they're like, yeah, my grandpa fought in Vietnam, and I'm just like, oh,
Yeah, my great grandpa was in World War II.
yeah.
Wow.
So
Um,
yeah,
you know what's crazy? And I just noticed this about Purple Rain. Metacritic gave it 100 out of 100.
that's
Rating.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, most of these are like A-, 5 stars, 10. Pitchfork gave it a 10 out of 10.
Wow, it's a good record.
It's a good
it
record.
honestly is like a good record.
And there's not that many songs. That's what's crazy. It's only 9 songs.
Yeah, it wasn't like, I don't know, like even like saying that I'm probably not going to listen to it very much. I didn't struggle listening to it. I just like, it was very easy to listen to, and like it's fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
It's a good time.
So I just don't like having a good time, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, let's go
Okay.
on to the next recommendations here.
Next recommendations. You want to go first? Do you have it? Have you decided? That's a no. I'm gonna go ahead. And
Yeah,
go
you go
then.
first.
Okay. So there's a really great Facebook group called Foxes in the Vineyard. That's all about the band Me Without You, which I love Me Without You. So I asked them on there. I was like, hey, what album should I do for this podcast? And almost all of them voted for Catch for Us the Foxes, which is a good album. But there were a few people that were like, hey, I don't think you should do Catch for Us the Foxes. Because I told them you already listened to Brother Sister.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, it's too similar. And it came out before Brother Sister. So in some ways, the band kind of grew from Catch for Us the Foxes to Brother Sister.
Oh.
And so even though like over 100 people voted for Catch for Us the Foxes, I decided not to go with it. Sorry, guys. I'll probably link this on that page so people might see it. But I went with the second most voted one, which
Okay.
it was very close because honestly, me included, everybody that listens to them was like, yeah, I like everything they do. So
Yeah.
sorry to pick, but I picked Pale Horses. I'm Me Without You.
Okay.
As the next record. Oh, I've also apparently got my ticket from when I saw them. Did you just fart?
No, that was a cough.
Okay, I wasn't looking, so it was just like, so yeah, Me Without You, Pale Horses, my pick.
That's a good pick.
Should I put it up here?
Sure, you can see your tapes holding it up.
Look at those cassette tapes.
It's
we got Junior Retreat and
I think it's Mystery Blood.
Mystery Blood.
Hold on, who is it? No, it's Zaxtronaut. I don't know. I have tapes and I don't even listen to tapes.
Doesn't even fit on here really.
That's good enough.
Okay, I think it's up. So yeah, Pale Horses, Me Without You. Okay. This is their next to final album.
So why did they? We'll get into that next episode.
We'll get into it.
We'll
I got plenty to say about them. So
you know, I'm looking. Because you brought a record, I feel like I should pick something.
We can just
over there.
Photoshop something over the top of this, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay. I'm going to put it here right now. You guys have already seen it. I haven't even told Chayne. We're going to do Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Push the Sky Away.
Ooh.
That is the album I'm going to recommend.
Push the Sky Away.
Yeah. And I think he's got a pretty eclectic amount of work. But I'm going to go with that one because that is the album that got me into him. So
okay, good.
I'd say, yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Interesting.
So
yeah, I don't know much about Nick Cave, so
very good. We've all had a Nick Cave phase.
I will, I guess.
You will. I'm gonna create it. Okay, so our next album picks.
They're up. Listen to them.
Me Without You, Pale Horses, and Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, Push the Sky Away. That's going to be a fun episode.
That will be a fun one. That's not as weird as this one. This was the weirdest.
This is a very
weird
episode.
Because I listened to Purple Rain and Oh God, the Aftermath right next to each other.
Oh, they're
like it was a jarring transition.
So fucking
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we got some special episodes coming up that you should be on the lookout for. We got some fun ones I'm really excited about. So yeah, thank you all for watching on another episode of Ear Swap.
Watching and or listening.
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram for sure. I might set up a Twitter because I've been playing around on Twitter and I think it's ridiculous.
That is on you.
I might play with that.
You go ahead.
You can email us earswappodcast@gmail.com if you really want to.
Yeah.
Instagram's probably a better way to get hold of us.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and let us know what you think. Let us know of this album.
We might do a listener picked episode someday too.
That would be cool. Yeah, we could do a listener pick and do one and both listen to it.
Yeah, do both listen to it. I think it'd also be cool to do like a record we both like.
I think so too.
I think we should do a Fugazi record for that.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because it's weird because a lot of the stuff that I really, really like, I know you also like. So I'm not picking it for the show. So
right. I think Fugazi is in the Venn diagram of right in the middle. Yeah. And then all of our music tastes are on each other's side.
Yeah, loops.
We got like Fugazi and Elliott Smith, and those are all in the middle there.
And they're in there
and then
somewhere.
our separated pieces.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. I'll have to show you these episode 2 edits. I'm almost done. Oh my gosh. I felt that in my feet. Holy shit.
Violence one.
That went through my toes and into my spine. Good God.
I'm sorry.
That smells horrible.
Dude, my butthole has been...
How much dairy did you have today, Chayne? I want you to be honest with me.
Not that much. Not very little today, actually.
Hey, I didn't drink one because I don't drink soda.
Yeah.
Straight edge, bro.
One of those weirdo straight edge guys that like doesn't
do caffeine.
I'm still pretty sleepy, so this might be a weird episode. Is that a Good Mythical Morning mug?
It is. This is an OG Good Mythical Morning mug.
That was back when I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. This is
got
like
the Good Mythical Morning mug. I've got the Ordinary Sausage shirt.
We watch YouTube.
A very YouTube episode.
I got a Liquid Death for all the podcasters out there. We're not sponsored, but I just like Liquid Death.
I'm the Caffeine Queen today.